Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Wrestling Rants video. I have done a Wrestling Rant video on the British Bulldog and Shawn Michaels, and I think this is the second one. I don't know whether I've done another one, but this might be the second one. This one, as you probably can tell from the picture and the title, is about Triple H versus Kane, and a feud that I feel was pointless and didn't serve anything. And well, once we get started, you'll realise pretty quickly why this was a terrible feud. In the March of 2002, they'd done the brand split, so they split it all up, and Kane came back. Sorry, he didn't come back. Kane was drafted to Raw, and basically he started a feud with the NWO. I think he got injured, or he had some time off or something like that. Because I remember X-Pac was going around with Kane's mask and he was wearing it and gloating and stuff, and pretty much by the time Kane came back, the NWO had disbanded. I mean, that is another video for another day. I'm not going to get started through that. And he came back and he had like a new, they gave him a new mask. Like, it had like the mouth was exposed and you could see more of him basically, and his outfit was different as well. I didn't like that mask and outfit. I'm always a fan of the original, but hey ho. And then he decided, I don't remember why, but he formed a tag team with the Hurricane, probably because it's Hurricane Kane. It fits in. And they ended up beating the Un-Americans, which was Christian and Lance Storm, for the tag team titles. Awesome. Great for him. Then he fought Jericho for the IC title. Again, I'm guessing they didn't want Jericho as a heel going into the No Mercy pay-per-view, because I'll get to it in a second, but there is a plan for the IC title. So he beats Chris Jericho, and Triple H and Ric Flair interfere, kind of setting up the feud. Because then it is announced that at No Mercy, the World Heavyweight title and the IC title are going to be unified. Don't know why they did that. I don't know why they got rid of the IC title, because then you've only got the women's title, the tag titles, and the world title. Like, there's no other title for people to go for. But that's what they decided to do. So, cue a bit later on, a few weeks later, Kane defends the tag team titles in a TLC match. But I think Hurricane got attacked. Yeah, Hurricane got attacked by Triple H and Ric Flair, and basically Kane was on his own. So Kane goes into this table, ladders and chairs match. I can't remember who else was in it. I should have wrote this down. But he goes into it and he wins. And it's like, it's like this big thing. Like, he's gone into TLC and he's defended the titles on his own and he's retained them. Books Kane looking strong. He's won the titles. He's won the IC title. Then he's defended the tag titles on his own in a tables, ladders and chairs match. It books him to look really, really, really strong. And then we go to the next week. And instead of keeping Kane strong and keeping the tag titles on him, Kane and Hurricane lose the tag titles to Chris Jericho and Christian after he's just had that big TLC match. First rant bit, I don't know why they put Kane to look so strong and then have him lose the tag titles. I guess they didn't want him having too many titles going into it, but it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you book him so strongly and then it's like up, 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 down? Because then they've lost the titles. Obviously, this all feeds into the feud he's having with Triple H. And then we get to No Mercy, and obviously Kane was never going to win. There was no way they were going to make Kane win, because they wanted to build Triple H to make him look indestructible, like this big threat that no one could conquer. There's a bit of tomfoolery and shenanigans going on. Kane loses. Now, obviously that means, like, he's not the World Heavyweight Champion, he's not the Tag Champion anymore, he's just back to square one. But obviously, you don't bring two people, have them have a match, and then that's it, done. So, the Survivor Series. No, it wasn't. Oh, what was it? What was it? 1 second. Sorry about that. When I start ranting and I just get going, I just forget things. That No Mercy match is an important match because it's a unifying match, but that's a fair few weeks away from him losing the tag titles and that. Now, this is the part which... this is the part which is always talked about. It's the weeks between losing the tag titles and going towards No Mercy that they decided to start a really weird random storyline. Basically, Triple H comes out and says to Kane, because Kane's like, this is the happiest I've ever been, and Triple H basically comes out and goes, you tell people what happened or I will. And people are like, what happened? And Kane's a bit like, confused at the time. I need to stress, Triple H is the heel, Kane is the babyface. Triple H heel, Kane babyface. Remember that, because that is really, really important. And so the following week, Kane comes out and he goes, okay, this is what he was talking about. When I was younger, I was in a car crash with a girl called Katie Vick. And she died. Okay. Like, he was in a car crash. You know, there is no hint that Kane's in any wrongdoing or Katie Vick's in any wrongdoing, just that. Triple H decides that that's not good enough. He then comes out and says, yes, that is what happened, Kane, but you had been drinking. You and Katie Vick had been drinking, and that's why the car crashed. You were drunk driving and you killed a young girl. Kane, babyface, remember that. Very important. And that Triple H doesn't start there. He says, you were drunk, the car crashed, Katie Vick died, and obviously I don't want to get my video flagged for saying it, but you had sex with Katie Vick after she'd passed away. after the car crash. Kane babyface, remember? Now, does this paint Kane in a good light? No. Does it paint Triple H in a good light? It kind of does. He's like, well, I've got to point this out, that you crashed that car, Katie Vick died, and then you did these horrible things. You're a bad person, Kane, and I'm a good person because I've brought this to light. Kane is the babyface. Kane shouldn't be having to defend himself from horrible accusations. He should be the one going after Triple H, and Triple H should be the one doing the dirty heel stuff that heels do. Like, why? I just don't get it. And this is the biggest rant part. Why make Kane, build him up to look really strong, lose his titles? Well, it basically goes all the way up. Titles, IC reign, lose titles, killed a young girl in a car crash, did unspeakable things. It makes Kane look bad. Like, I know they were trying to build Triple H up to be some big monster heel, but it makes Kane look bad. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. You don't build a baby face like that. You don't have a baby face looking that bad. And when you get to the No Mercy, Triple H and Ric Flair cheat to retain the title. So it doesn't do anything for Kane. It just makes him look stupid. And then we move on. And Triple H says, I've got a video of you doing what you did to Katie Vick. I've got a video and I'm going to show people. And then I have read that I think this is the way it kind of went down. Triple H, the video in question, which I'll talk about in a minute, Triple H didn't want to do, and he felt like it's really distasteful. And he was like, can we do it this way? Or this way? Do a different way so because, you know, for what he did in the video, what was done in the video isn't the best. And it makes him look bad as well. So you're just making both of them look bad. But apparently they said, yeah, you can film it these other different ways, but just film it the way we want to do it first, and then we'll do your ways. And they filmed the way they wanted to do and was like, yep, that's it, done. We're not doing anymore. But the video in question it's supposed to be Kane doing unspeakable things to Katie Vick. But it's not Kane, is it? It's Triple H in a Kane mask. And then he goes over to her coffin. And then he opens it up. And he's doing these dirty things. He takes her pants off and sniffs them and stuff like that. It's... Bearing in mind that how bad this was, it's still on the WWE network. So you can go and watch it for yourself and be absolutely flabbergasted at why they did this. Because he then basically gets in the coffin and simulates SEX with Katie Vick in a coffin after she's passed away. It's like the one week you make Kane look bad, and then the next week you make Triple H look bad. Who am I supposed to root for in this story? We're supposed to go, yeah, I want you to overcome the odds and win. Neither of them are coming out of it looking good. And obviously Kane's furious at this, and he kind of loses his temper and gets angry. And Triple H just goading him. He brings the doll the next week. and sits it on his lap, and he's doing all these movements with it and stuff, and it's like, it's horrible. Then we get to No Mercy, and Kane loses, and then they have and because the feud receives such negative feedback, they kill it dead. And the next week, Kane has a match against Triple H in a casket match, a non-title match. Kane wins. End of feud. And not only that, but at that point, they've announced the Elimination Chamber match at Survivor Series. So Shawn Michaels basically pops out the coffee and attacks Triple H, and Kane becomes an afterthought. And it becomes about Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Now, Kane is in the Elimination Chamber match, but their feud's dead by that point. And it's just, from the start to the end of the feud, it was just a train wreck. So like, you get Kane winning the tag titles, then winning the IC title, then losing the tag titles because Triple H and Ric Flair interfere, then going through the whole Katie Vick saga, which was disgusting, really, and then losing the match at No Mercy and not being the champion, and then winning a non-title match, which was basically an afterthought because it was just a setup for Triple H and Shawn Michaels for the Elimination Chamber, and then becoming an afterthought. It did nothing for Kane's career. It made Kane look stupid. It made Kane look like he was a dirty, disgusting human being. At first it made Triple H look like a hero, and then they do that video, and that's just horrible. It shouldn't be done. It's not something that should really be joked about on a wrestling program. If it was like a hard-hitting thriller or a documentary or that kind of thing, you can do that sort of stuff. If it's like a true story and it really happened. Sorry, yawn. But you shouldn't be that heavy and hard hitting on a wrestling program. It's meant to be fun and enjoyable, and hearing about a sexual assault on a recently deceased girl is not something that wrestling fans want to hear about. And the fact that they killed it dead just goes to show how they were like, okay, we got this wrong, let's just kill it off. And Kane came out of it with nothing, no titles. He doesn't team with Hurricane again. He doesn't even really get his comeuppance. I wouldn't say winning that casket match was a comeuppance, and it harmed his career. From the crap feud with the NWO to this, it doesn't work, and I don't know why they did it. They booked Kane to look strong, and then booked him to look weak, and then booked him to be this horrible monster. And then he comes out of it with nothing at the end of it. And Triple H didn't gain much from it either. And then he goes on and loses his title at the Elimination Chamber against Shawn Michaels. I mean, he does eventually get it back, but... And then the reign of terror truly begins. It was just bad all round. It was just a horrible feud, a horrible storyline, and it shouldn't have happened. And I don't know why they did it. I guess this was Vince. You know what Vince is like. He was one of those people that does horrible things like this. And it didn't work. It just didn't work. And it was one of those bad ideas that just get dumped on the heap, and you would never do that now. You would never do that feud now. And it made everyone look stupid and serve no purpose. And that's my rant on the Triple H and Kane feud. Just big thumbs down on it. If you have enjoyed my Kane Triple H rant and you want to see more ranting videos, I do have a few other ideas lined up, but I want to iron them out a bit more. Like this one, this is just, look, these two I haven't really gone with a set script or written anything down. I've just ploughed right into it. I even had the Wikipedia page up for the Kane Triple H feud as well, just so to get little details right. But the next ones you see I will be a bit more direct with and a bit more structured and less like waving all over the place. But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, then please give me a like, comment what you thought of the feud, comment any other things you would like to see me rant on, things that you feel that were, I don't know, like a crap feud or someone politicking backstage, or, you know, just generally a terrible storyline that shouldn't have happened. And also subscribe to my channel. I won't leave it too long before more wrestling rants, because I actually like ranting on wrestling, to be fair, and having opinions on it. Go back and watch my CM Punk video. Is it best for business or not? And yeah, most of my ideas come from because I started watching from around 2000, like Raw and SmackDown on the network, and I've got to obviously the end of 2002. I'm just about to burst into 2003. So if things come up during that time period, it's another video to rant on. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, and I shall catch you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.